Hey everybody, Nicole Johnson, Co-Vision Real Estate Group, and this is another video in the series about what happens if the borrower is in financial trouble. What are your options versus just jumping straight to going through a foreclosure? The first video was about a loan modification. The second one was a deed in lieu of foreclosure. And today I'm going to talk about what a forbearance is and how that might be a good option. And so the first video about a loan modification, I was saying that, hey, they might have missed a few payments. They might be, three months behind on their payment, but now they're back on their feet. They can make their current monthly payments. And so then you just extend the life of the loan by another 3 months. So say they missed three payments up front. They had 10 years and 2 months left of mortgage payments. Well, now they have 10 years and 5 months left on their mortgage payment. So you're just extending the life of that loan. That's one type of loan modification. You can also do what's called a forbearance. So maybe they're several months behind again. You don't really want to go through the foreclosure process. They've been in communication with your loan servicing company. And so you know that they're trying. They're trying to make their payments. They're trying to catch up, but there's a big chunk of money that they've just fallen behind on, and they're not able to make that up. So what you can do with that forbearance is you can take, say it's $10,000 that they owe. Instead of extending the life of the loan, you can put a forbearance on that property and take that $10,000 and record it against the property as a recorded forbearance to the promissory note or to the payoff, that if they sell the house or refinance at any point, then there's a $10,000 forbearance that they also have to pay on top of whatever the loan payment is. So it's taking what they owe now and tacking it onto the end. Instead of extending the life of the loan, they're saying, it's basically a balloon payment that makes, if they sell the property or refinance it, or so before they can pay off the entire property, they have to make this balloon payment on the back side of the property. So they don't have to come up with this big chunk of cash now, but they will have to come up with that big chunk of cash eventually before the entire loan is paid off, whether they sell the property or whatnot. So you can either do a loan modification, extend the life of the loan, or you can do a forbearance and just take that chunk and tack on that whole chunk to the payoff that they'll eventually have to pay. So that, I don't know if I'm explaining that. Forbearances were actually really popular, if you remember, during COVID, when, the whole economy in the world shut down for months and months and months, and people couldn't work and they weren't getting their payments. The government made it legal to do forbearances, and so they could not make their mortgage payment, but then work with their lenders to tack on that forbearance to the backside of their loan. So that's how forbearances have become a lot more common in the last couple of years, or that term. But it's just taking that chunk and agreeing to pay that off at a later date. So I hope this helps. But again, it's just some ways to help mitigate some risk factors if that borrower does fall into financial hardship without heading straight to foreclosure. So if you have any questions about these strategies, they're not as scary as they seem. There's actually great ways to protect your asset and get these borrowers back paying again, so you're still cash flowing without having to go through foreclosure. So that's it. If you want more information, feel free to reach out. Would love to chat with you. Hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.